Let's say it's a Monday afternoon. There's a long list of chores that someone in your household will have to do eventually. Dinner needs cooking, the kids need help with homework, and that dentist appointment isn't going to make itself.
Add a pandemic into the mix, having to find a suitable workspace, organizing Zoom calls from the garden, whilst making sure the kids are out of sight, and the don't forget list starts to get out of control. If you're the person picking up all of these chores, there's a term for that: invisible labor.
Invisible labor refers to unpaid work that goes unnoticed, unacknowledged, and as a result, unregulated. In its theoretical definition, invisible labor impacts almost everyone, but it's become more closely associated and normal with the household maintenance and child-rearing activities that women find themselves bearing the brunt of.
These tasks are work. They require time and effort, but you don't get paid, or in many cases, even recognized for them. And it's not a new phenomenon, by the way. Even as more women began working outside the home in the latter half of the 20th century, they continued to pick up the bulk of household and childcare duties when they got home after the official workday. In other words, they simply started a second shift.
A second shift. And it goes beyond just housework and childcare. Worrying about work, worrying about money, worrying about pets, worrying about potential missed opportunities or some drama going on at the office.
There are also the worries about COVID-19. What happens if I get sick? Who will pick up the slack? What happens if the kids get sick? Are they safe at school? Should they be playing outside? Yikes! Is that a runny nose?
Anything that keeps churning around in your head, occupying your mind and requiring your energy and input to come up with a solution falls under this same umbrella.
Most research on the topic has been done on women, especially mothers like me, who feel that they're single-handedly running the ship at home while often holding down a job. This can be both physically and emotionally draining.
Studies have found that women experiencing invisible labor have greater feelings of emptiness, plus lower life and partner satisfaction. More than simply a consequence of modern-day living, I think the real issue is that a lot of us simply aren't aware that it's happening at all. If you have a work to-do list, you have a defined pathway to get it done. You also have support structures to help you complete it. Essentially, you're able to share the load.
With invisible labor, you may not even recognize that you're doing it, yet wonder why you feel so exhausted and overwhelmed. The thing is, once you become aware of just how much time and resources you spend on invisible labor, it's more likely you can take the steps to deal with it.
So, where do we start? I think women are innately kind. They don't want to burden others with what they feel is their responsibility, as I smile at the mom next to me. This needs to change. Not the kind part, but sharing more of their load.
It sounds simple, but you really need to make things visible. Get the thoughts out of your head and onto paper. Have conversations with your family members about the division of work at home, and create chore charts to keep track of who is doing what and who needs to be where and at what time.
Changing the division of invisible labor at home isn't something that should fall exclusively on the mom in the household. Each family member must be part of the solution, and I'm looking at you too, dads.